Hey everybody, welcome to episode 63. Today it's going to be another ghost episode. I know I've been getting pretty ghost heavy lately, but like I said, I'm getting the albums, giving them some deep giving, just really diving into listening to the album pretty close. Kind of taking them one album at a time. So I'd like to talk about them one album at a time from, what I think, my opinions. This isn't necessarily a reaction video. It's just because I'm not going to really play any of the music. Obviously, I don't want to get copyright strucken by copyright thunder. Yeah. So I just got the album the other day. Now this isn't going to be an unboxing either because I've already unboxed it. I've already listened to it. Came over the weekend. This is their latest studio album. It's called Impera. Came out in 2022. And of course, as soon as I start talking, it's time to do the weed whacking. Anyways, so I got this. I think it came Saturday, and then of course, like I said, remember what I said? Every time I buy the album, I'm gonna buy the T-shirt. Been there, done there, got the T-shirt. So, anyways, I know I'm that guy. I'm totally being that guy, but you know what? I like these, so to you. So, he's all right. So yeah, this is the vinyl. It's not one of the fancy vinyls. It's not one of the gold or colored vinyls or speckly vinyls. It's just the regular vinyl. Right off the bat. Now, I knew this going into this album just by seeing the images online. I'm not a huge fan of this cover. I think it's cool. It wraps around. I'll show you. It wraps around the back. The artwork kind of wraps around back. I've seen it. I've seen the artwork, the solid piece. Basically the unfolded piece. And yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it. What I find wrong with it, I find it way too busy. But obviously, it's an aesthetic, and they like that. So I guess more power to them. They put out great music, and I like their stuff. So who am I to complain about the album cover? But I just find it a little too busy. And the T-shirt, kind of reflects that. As I'll show you later, I actually went on the Ghost website for the first time, and I'll tell you a couple of things. One of the things is I should have looked on there first, because I got this off Amazon, and that's primarily where we've been getting everything, just because I got the Amazon Prime, get the free shipping, whatever. But on the website, they actually have a couple of different versions of the shirt that I kind of like better. One, definitely I'm going to order off the website, not off Amazon, is the Phantomime shirt. They have I only thought they had brown and blue. They do have an all-black Phantomime shirt. They have two different styles, actually, and I like the ones that are on the website better, and I think they're the same price, although you do have to pay shipping with them, and I'll tell you, I did order something small off them, not a T-shirt, and I'll show you. I'll talk about that exactly in a few minutes, but yeah, one thing is I got to say, despite the cover, and not despite the cover, like I said, I'm not talking the cover down. It's not my favorite cover. I find that the newer covers, the Phantomime's really cool looking because it was, that 3D model. But like this one and the previous model before, my previous album before this, Prequel, I don't know. I don't know if it's a specific artist or, art direction or whatever. I like the original. I like the first two albums. I think have really strong, cool covers that really kind of play up to this. This and the other one just seem a little too, I don't know, too polished. But as the band progresses and, as you keep listening to their music, the band becomes more polished, and they become more commercial. Obviously, they become more commercially successful. So the album covers kind of reflect that a bit. Like I said, I like the more harder edge of the older albums better, as far as the cover. But one thing, hands down, like I said, not despite the cover, but let's set the cover aside for a minute. This is what I miss immensely with music in general, and especially getting music on vinyl and getting the LPs, is and they don't do this with every album, but this one particularly when they do is, I miss this. I miss getting stuff, like big things, not like a little booklet that comes with a CD that you can barely see. This big 12-inch by 12-inch, booklet, all full color. Well, it's not technically full color because the images are black and white side, and I'll show you just in a minute. But this is an awesome presentation. I mean, this is nice. I mean, you get a great photograph, in the background or in the back of the book there. There's the Papa Emeritus, and then you've got a couple of the nameless schools. I think you only have two, kind of almost like henchmen, almost kind of like, Emperor's Royal Guards standing next to them. That's pretty cool. And the composition, that nice one-point perspective in this hall. I'm assuming it's a church or a museum or something, or maybe some ornate building. It's kind of, it's part of their whole shtick. Very Gothic looking, very, I guess Gothic would be the best word to describe it. But inside you get this full illustration, these 2-page, double-page spread illustrations, and then you get this, the lyrics of every song has its own page, pretty much. And then it has these illustrations. Like, so it's hard to flip this book around to show you the illustrations. I don't think there's any. It's probably, if you go online, even if you don't buy this album, which I highly suggest you do, you could probably find all the illustrations. Or maybe, hey, spoiler. Maybe you don't want to be spoiled. Maybe you want to see the stuff fresh for the first time, like I did, because I didn't know it existed. I mean, I didn't know it was in it. But I totally missed this. I miss this nice graphic, presentation on an album, that's sorely missed. I mean, there's, the albums, for years, have just been plain, basic, and boring. No real, seems like everything, the package design in the album itself is such an afterthought. When he gets a band, it's actually a band that's, and this is just like this, of course, but, it's actually a band that's, so theatrical, and so, the visuals are so part of it that the, you're getting all that extra stuff with the album is just awesome. I mean, it's perfect. So I was very sold on that. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the artwork per se, and even the artwork inside, I'm assuming it's by the same person who did the cover. It's all pen and ink drawings, and they're really intricate. I mean, they're really elaborately intricately drawing. And I find them too dense, and I think that's the thing about the covers. I find the cover too dense. There's too many little things. I mean, I find like a cover like Power Slave by Iron Maiden. I mean, that's a dense cover. It's got a lot of stuff to look for. It tells, every little piece in that cover tells a little story, or even caught somewhere in time. It's got all the signs and stuff, which that's a little dense too. But this one is. They've taken that dense and they've cranked it up to 11. It's a little too dense for my taste, but it is what it is. I still enjoy it. Now let's get to the music, because first off, every track on this album, there's no throwaway tracks on this album. They're going all in on this album. Every single one of these tracks is awesome. Some are better than others, but overall, I mean, there's not a sleeper on this. I mean, you'll listen to this, and it's long. I mean, I guess there's a couple of instrumentals, like Imperium. I'll get to the album here. Imperium, which is the first track, and then I think it's the 7th track is called Dominion. There we go. Yeah, so we've got Imperium here, which is the first track, and then oops. Forgot to put me in the corner. Hey, hello. It's just an instrumental, and then Kaisarion. I said I'll probably butcher these names because some of them are hard to pronounce. But Kaisarion. I think it's Kaisarion. That one's the first actual track with lyrics on the album, and then it goes into it spills, no pun intended, into Spillways, which is another one of their their singles off the album. So the singles off this album are Spillways, Call Me a Little Sunshine, Hunter's Moon. Hunter's Moon, of course, I didn't know this because I did see the movie, but I didn't know when the movie was out. But I read about it after the fact once I learned who this band was, that they were in the end credits of the newest Halloween movie. I think it's the newest Halloween movie, which I did see. They show or they're playing Hunter's Moon at the end of it, and so it came out as a single, as a 7-inch single, and it sold out very quickly. Now, that's all from what people are saying, because and I'll get to that a little later when we go to their website. But so there's Hunter's Moon, Call Me a Little Sunshine. That's one of their other big ones. That's probably my favorite song on the album. Spillways is great, but I think I like Call Me a Little Sunshine a little better. And of course, that's when he dons the old, the anti-Pope costume, and he does that in concert too. He's got the like the slick back hair and the kind of suit, kind of tuxedo-y suit, or ornate suit. And he's running around a lot. And then when he plays this song, it's a slower song. He gets the whole regalia on, and he has the hat and everything, the whole shebang, and does that song, which is pretty cool. Watcher in the Sky is a great song. Dominion is the first. So if you flip the disc, because Watcher in the Sky is the end of side A. If you flip the disc to side B, you're going to hit with Dominion, which is another instrumental, just like Imperium, and then it goes into 20s, which is the first lyric song on the track. It goes through. So 20s is pretty good. Like I said, it's not my favorite on the album, but it's not weak. It's not a sleeper at all. It still hits hard. Darkness at the Heart of My Love is it's a slow, kind of ballady song. It's very catchy. It's got a very catchy chorus to it. So that's definitely a great track on there. Griftwood, great. Bite of Passage, also good. And then, of course, Respite on the Spitalfields? Yeah. Like I said, the last 3 tracks are probably, I'm not going to say they're the weakest, but they're probably the least impactful out of all the songs, to put it that way. Like I said, definitely not sleepers. It's not like you get to, get up after Darkness, the Heart of My Love, and it's just a snore fest after that, or you find yourself skipping tracks. One thing that's nice about having an LP, you can skip tracks. You can press pause, you can move the needle, drop the needle back down in the middle of the song. However, I don't find myself doing that often, and I end up listening to the whole album all the way through, which is pretty much how I listened to most of my albums back in the day. And that's how I like all the deep catalog of Yes, all the deep catalog of Rush, Blue Oyster Cult, Iron Maiden, all of that stuff. I absorbed it all because the record player at the time I had, I wouldn't, I wouldn't skip around on the disc. The old one I had the platter on the top, I had this little drop platter on the top, little hook on the post, and then you put like 5 albums. You usually don't want to do more than 5 albums. You drop all the side A's, and every time one finished, it would drop the next album down. So you'd listen to all the side A's, and then you just take the whole stack, flip them over, and listen to all the side B's. And that's how. And like I said, I spent hours upon hours sitting at my drawing table drawing, and listening to those albums as they flip over. So going into this band, because there's other album, I would say like newer, anything I had on CD. I find that CDs make it too easy to skip, and obviously, if you buy a whole album, you probably want to listen to the whole album. But if you're just sampling an album, or somebody lent you give you the album to borrow, see if you like it, or maybe you ripped it onto your computer, ripped all the tracks. It's just too easy to just listen like the first 2 seconds of the song, but it's too slow. Go to the next one, or I don't like the sound of that. Let's keep going. It makes it too easy. It's why I'm not a fan of CDs. And cassette tapes back in the day were much like albums. In order to go to the next song, you had to sit there and hit fast forward, and get to it. So it was easier just to let the album play. and so that's what I've been doing with these, and then so I've been absorbing the entire album. And again, maybe I'm just blown away by the band, but I'm not finding any sleepers on this one. Now the first album I got, which was the second album, Infestus, I still can't pronounce it. That one, it's a different sound. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying there's sleeper songs on it. It's just a different. That's their older sound, and so it's not as over the top as these newer albums are. Just a correction too. I just want to tell you on the Phantomime, I said that the last two tracks were covers, and I had thought that the first three songs were not covers. That's not true. Every single song on that is a cover. I kind of assumed that with the first one. I think it's like I See No Evil. I've heard of that title before, but I couldn't tell you who it was by. Maybe it was Judas Priest, See No Evil. Maybe it was See No Evil, Judas Priest, I can't remember. But the one song that I thought was like the single off there, besides Phantom of the Opera, the Jesus one, that's a song by Genesis. Specifically the later, not the Gabriel Genesis, but the Phil Collins Genesis, your Invisible Touch Genesis. And that's cool. And I kind of because my buddy who's a big Genesis fan told me about this. He's like, oh my God, hey, that's that song. I'm like, oh, okay. As soon as he said that, I could picture it in my head. And I probably have heard the song, but I am not a Genesis fan. I don't like Gabriel Genesis, and I'm, the Invisible Touch, Phil Collins Genesis from the 80s is okay, but I don't know a lot of their songs outside of that one album. And I believe that the Jesus song is off the We Can't Dance from the 90s. And so I know that song because they had the MTV video, but I couldn't tell you what else is on that album. So I didn't know that. So, and I think the other track that's on there is, I can't remember who that one is as well. So I'm going to go back and listen to the original songs now that I know that they're all covers and just hear the difference. So I'm corrected on that one. That was I just assumed that was all. There were 3 originals and then the thing. So, and I've also looked on to the other ones. I guess all of their EPs are all covers with the exception of Pope Star. Everything's a cover on there except for Square Hammer, which was their hit single off there, and also my favorite song. But yeah, so like I said, this is a great album. There are the tracks on. Like I said, I'm not going to play them for you, but I would definitely, at least if you're not going to buy the album, go over to YouTube Music just like this and take a listen to them. Give them a sampling. You've probably heard Call Me Little Sunshine. You've probably heard Spillways, most likely. You might even have heard Hunter's Moon. But go ahead and listen to that. So I'm going to switch over here to now this is their official website for Ghost. And the first thing that's kind of cool, although I think it also needs, got all the nameless schools there and those cool new masks that they wear. If you go to tour, it'll give you the tour dates, which is pretty cool. Now it says the Impera tour. So this is the last studio album. They're really trying to promote the EP right now because that's the newest album from 2023. However, their last studio album, the 5th album, is Impera, the album we're talking about. And so technically the tour itself, because they're still on tour, is the Impera tour. It's funny, they had there's this like Viking band that opens up for my friend said to check out, and I saw them on the concert footage and stuff on YouTube, and they're not really my taste, but the thing that's funny is the lead singer looks a lot like me, and he's my age, which is like, I wish I had the energy to run around for an hour and a half on stage like that guy. I can't do it. But anyways, if you go here and you look at the dates, obviously most of these have passed because here's September. So if we go into Clarkston, Michigan, right there, Pine Knob Music Theater. So that's the show that I said my buddies went to. The one was just here in Michigan, just south of Bay City. Is just it's not just north of Clarkston, but it's about 50 miles, 60 miles north of Clarkston is Bay City. Um, and then Clarkston's pretty much just right outside of the Rochester, Auburn Hills area, just past Great Lakes Crossing Mall, on Sasha-Bar Road. So, yeah, so there's that one. So that was August 14th, and then they've played the other thing. The only thing I find crazy, and it's hard to think about this. I mean, it's easy to think about this, but it's things like this make me sit back and scratch my head, and just wonder. It's like, could you imagine the 80s and you see a concert t-shirt with all the dates on the back and the different places they played, or you've seen live albums, or live album performances. Could you imagine being able to just call it up just like that and just find a even if it's just filmed on a cell phone, which cell phones have pretty darn good cameras nowadays. You could just you just call up any show. I could call up any of these shows right here and probably find at least one or two songs recorded from that concert. That's insane. You could never do that for the longest time. And I would say the bulk of my music exploration, as a younger person, we didn't have that capability. So a young person nowadays getting into this, maybe not my son's age, but definitely a teenager, somebody in high school who's really getting diehard into music, like I did, they just go on their cell phone, or they go on their whatever smart device or their computer, their laptop, and just pull up YouTube and just look and put in these dates in these places and the band, and boom, they might even get the whole concert. Maybe it's different cell phones, because you see 9 gazillion cell phones at the concerts now watching these things. I just find that's just crazy. It's such a cyberpunk kind of like science fiction-y thing, that I don't know if anybody saw that coming. I don't know if there's been any, like you watch a lot of Japanese anime like from the 80s with all cyberpunk, or even the 90s, with the Sharon Apple stuff, the AI, musical star, which is kind of a thing now too. I don't think anybody really thought everybody was going to have these handheld camcorders, these little cell phone camcorders, and be recording, it's not lighters anymore, it's all cell phone, because nobody smokes anymore. Everybody vapes or just smokes pot. So it's all cell phones instead of lighters. But I just think that's crazy to think about. So it looks like right now, what is it, September 5th? So they're playing tonight in Irvine, Texas. So I'm sure that'll probably pop up. Phoenix, Albuquerque, Inglewood. It looks like they're finishing out the U.S. tour, U.S. leg of their tour. I think California, Inglewood, California looks like the last stop in the States. And then they drop down to Mexico and then hit Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Australia. So it looks like they're going to go South America and then that away towards Australia. I don't know if October 7th is the end of the tour, because they've been on tour since August. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the end of their tour or they're going to keep going. I'm sure they're going to play more. I mean, they're from Sweden. You'd think they would play a lot more Europe. I don't know if they've already done that. They may have already done that. I know the album came out in October of last year. So, and this doesn't start up till August. So I'm assuming the first part of this year they were playing. And I heard that they played here in Saginaw at the Dow Event Center last year. So, again, I need to look up that show. But, we're just getting a snippet probably of this whole tour. But it does say U.S. tour, United States of America, although, they've got some of these other, it's South America, but it's not the U.S. And then, in Australia here. So I'm assuming they keep going a little bit. If not, then that's the end of the tour, and then they go back in the studio and finish up, because I heard, what's-his-face, Tobias Forge, the guy, the main guy, he was talking about that they started it, but they haven't finished um, the 6th album. So that'll be interesting. Another thing it's nice to notice on here is they do have videos. I think they just have Spillways. Now, Spillways is off this album. There's the video for that. Just go on their website and watch it. Obviously, all the videos are on MTV, or on YouTube, MTV YouTube, or just YouTube in general. You can go watch all the videos for there. Just as another little, I'm just going to pull this up a little quick. There he is with the, I'm not a big Jimmy Kimmel fan by any stretch of the means, but they did do Call Me Little Sunshine in the studio here for the live show taping of the show. They did it from at some other remote area and then piped in the feed for Kimball. But you can see him there with the album, and they performed it on there. So that's a cool performance too. I've seen that. But let's go back to the website here. But yeah, and then. So first let's go to the music shop. Now, again, I should have totally went on the movie music shop first, but I didn't think of it. I didn't know about it. Because A, that's pretty cool. That's a nice, it's a limited edition of that one. And as you notice, it's the same price I paid for it on Amazon. Now granted, I got free shipping on Amazon. But if you bought multiple things here, you just pay the flat rate, which I think is $7. It's a little pricey. There's that big box set that's got like everything in it. I'm not gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy everything, piece it out. I know there's some things in there that are kind of cool, but for the most part, I'm just gonna piece the whole thing out. You know, there's the album there. If you don't want to buy it, it's $25. That's what I paid for it. You know, there's a special edition. The special edition, same price, pretty much. There's a prequel, or however you pronounce it. There's the Ghost. I have the gold album. There's the silver one. It's also what I paid for it on thing. You can get the CD, digital version. Now here we go. So here is one of the shirts for Phantom Mime, and I like the full cover more, but this is a pretty cool shirt. It's very similar to the shirt I'm wearing, just different. But it's black. It's not brown or blue. You can get a tote if you're really into totes. I'm not saying I'm really into totes, but you can get a tote. I'm also not into enamel pins. Although, you know, that would be kind of cool, actually, if I could put that on some stuff. You know, you can get a patch, throw it on your battle vest. This is the weirdest thing. This Wooden Maze Marble Labyrinth. I guess because maybe I don't know, I just find it weird. But here's what I wanted to show you. Okay, now here is the 7-inch single for the 7 Inches of Satanic Panic. Now, as I was telling you in the video where I showed the tapestry that I got, I went to it's sold out on Amazon. I went on Discogs, and people are selling it for like $20, $30. But then I went to my local record store thinking they might have it at Electric Kitsch, and I talked to the owners there, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've had it." They said, we every time we get it, we sell out. We've ordered it 3 times now for customers, and we sold out all our copies." And she goes, "Let me see if we can still get it." She says, "No, I can't get it from our distributor anymore." So I was like, okay. So I knew this was going to be a tricky one to track down. However, if I would have just went on the website, I was like, oh, here it is. And how much is it? It's $9.99. It was on sale when I ordered it, just yesterday. It was on sale for $5.99, and so I was like, wow. Again, you had to pay $7 shipping, so it ended up becoming $13 and some change anyway. It was like $14 with tax. However, it's still not $30 or $25. You know, I could have got it for $9.99 on Amazon if I got lucky enough, and you know, that would have been great. But it's still, you know, it's not too much more. So I was like, huh. So I added it to my cart. I paid for it. I got a confirmation saying that they confirmed the order. I'm thinking, I'm just waiting for them to say it's sold out. And then just this morning, I get another confirmation ship notification. saying that it shipped. So there you go. So if you want this 7-inch, I would say pick this up. Even if you're not really, even if you're just thinking about this band, pick this single up, because I got a hunch that the single's going to go for crazy money once it's, first pressing of it, once it's, sold out. So I finally got a copy, so it's coming. I mean, finally, I've only been in the band for a few weeks, but I mean, I instantly knew there was going to be a situation with trying to get this. So go right to the horse's mouth. Go right to the band's website, and you can purchase it there. And just I said, hey, if you're gonna buy the album or you're gonna buy a shirt, throw it all in there and just pay the $7 shipping. Make it worth your while. I didn't mind paying essentially more money in shipping than I did for the album because it was on sale. If it was $9.99, I had to pay the $17. I'd also be like, I'll see what I'll probably try to order it with something else. But because I got it for $5.99 plus the $7, and I totally lucked out there because I didn't know that was a thing. That's the way to go. So I got it. Again, you can get some more of this stuff. I don't own either one of these. I could get the deluxe version or the limited versions of these for pretty much the same price as you can on Amazon. I'm debating on this one. I'm going to put an order in this weekend for probably another album and a shirt. However, the first album releases this Friday. Again, I'm assuming it's a second press, meaning the first ones have sold out. Because I've seen the album on Discogs for sale. So I'm assuming that it's a second pressing of it, which is fine. But it comes out, it's pre-order right now on Amazon. It comes out Friday. I don't see it on here, so I'm assuming that's also the case. That it might be available on Friday. But I got to watch my money right now, though. Spending's been kind of crazy, and I've got some things coming up, so I got to kind of watch my money. And in doing so, I thought, maybe I'll just get the song, the Pope Star. It's got my favorite song on it anyways. I'll get the EP and get it for under $20, and then I'll get and I think the shirt. I think that they still have a sale on the shirt from the first one on Amazon. So usually I get the album, I get the shirt, right? So with this one, it's like, maybe I'll get the other shirt because it's on sale, and this one's also lower price. However, the limited edition's $22, but if you want the straight up copy, which is the same one that's on Amazon, they must have had a sale yesterday, because now this is back up to $21.99. I think you can still get it on Amazon for $18. So if that's the case, and if the case comes Friday, that it's still on sale, I might just pull the trigger on that and just get that while I can get it cheap. Because otherwise, you're going to pay over $20 for it. And in that case, why don't you just get the cool one? Here. There's Mallory. That's their third studio album. More of these pins. That's pretty cool. But so, like I said, go on their website if you want to buy any of this stuff and see what they've got. This is pretty much, I'm showing you what they got for the music section, but go on there and check it out. Even if you're going to get the CDs and you're not going to get the things, you probably maybe get them cheaper on Amazon. I don't know. Well, with shipping, you probably could, but if you got Amazon Prime. But again, now there's this shirt. I like the more darker. I don't like the bluish one as much. I like the golden light blue. So let's just say, for the price I paid for the shirt, I paid the same price. I paid $22 on Amazon. Again, now I didn't pay shipping, so that's where I kind of benefit. But I like that shirt a little better than this one. But I'm not going to buy it now. I mean, I've got the shirt for the album. It's good enough for me. And again, so they got the little deluxe CDs on here and stuff. And the cool thing is, a lot of their CDs now, they're kind of doing them like mini albums. They come in sleeves. At least some of them do. I don't know if they all do. I think the deluxe albums do. Anyways, so there's their site. And if you want to go over to, let's see, we'll pull up just their regular merch shop. If If you want a bathing suit, monokini or bikini, there you go. I find it's funny that they have 2 sets of shorts on here with like these black, like, this is the kind of shorts I wore all summer long. Is these type of shorts, and I guess they're in style now. I just because I'm lazy and I work from home and there's no reason for me to really get dressed up, so I just put on the most comfortable thing I can that still has a pocket so I can put my wallet and stuff in it. Yeah, so I guess they sell these. So hey, maybe I'm on the right track as far as fashion. No. But anyways, you don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy with the ghost t-shirt, the ghost shorts, the ghost hat, the ghost bag. I don't want to be that guy either, but sometimes I become that guy. Let's go to apparel. Yeah, let's go to apparel here. I think that's how you get to it. They've got some cool hoodies, and they've got pullovers, and they got zip-ups. Now, I like zip-ups personally, and I'm in the market. There we go. It doesn't fail. But yeah, I like the zip-ups. I need a new zip-up. Mine's getting kind of old and pilly. I need to get a new one for the fall. So I'm thinking about maybe getting the ghost zip-up. Oh, so it's sold out. Okay, so there it is. Oh, it's a concert. That's the tour. So there's the Impera tour t-shirt, black with that thing, but it says sold out, but it says notify when they get more, so they might get more in. But yeah, that's that shirt. I was like, that's what I was looking for originally, but and it must have just sold out yesterday. I think they had a big sale yesterday because some of the prices seem like they've all gone back up. Oh no, here it is. It's $30 though. This is the shirt I was looking at. Wasn't the couture one. But yeah, it's $30 for the shirt. It's $5 more, but it is black. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that shirt instead of the. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still kind of up in the air on that. There's a zip hoodie. It's got the fan of mine, so it's cool. It's got the. This is what I wanted. I didn't really want the image on the front. I wanted just the logo on the front, like this, and then an image on the back. And the reason why is because if I put like a jean vest over it, you can pretty much cover up the back logo if you don't want to be super ghosty, and wear your jean jacket to kind of cover it. If let's say you're wearing the ghost t-shirt and then you're going to wear the hoodie on top of it, it's pretty ghosty. So and you'll be that guy. So you can always cover up the back with the jean vest. But that's pretty cool. I like that one. But $65, whew, that's steep. I think the hoodie zip-up hoodie I'm wearing, I think I bought at Kohl's for $19.99. I've had it for probably 8 years now. So it's time for a new hoodie, zip-up hoodie. I got that shirt. Yeah, there's some cool shorts too. I believe those are dude shorts, aren't they? They look a little short to be dude shorts. This says logo shorts. Lounging. Perfect for lounging on the couch, listening to Ghost. Yeah, well, that's. Even though I'm working, I'm still sitting here in my chair. So I wear comfy pants all the time. And even in the summer, in the winter, I don't really wear jeans much anymore. I can't fit jeans. I can't even low-rise jeans or jeans. This gut, being a heavier guy now, it's hard to wear jeans anymore like I used to. So I wear like basically these pants, soft pants, just like my son now. It's like I don't want to wear jeans, soft pants. He's all about soft pants. And I've become like kids nowadays. I want soft pants, and I want a tagless shirt. So, yeah, there's that. The orange is a little too much. I don't know if I can pull off the orange. That one's not bad. This is cool, but $150. Now, these bomber jackets. Now, the cool thing about these satin bomber jackets is this is what I wanted. In 1983, they had a Def Leppard, and they had a Power Slave. They had a Pyromania and a Power Slave satin bomber jacket, just like these, and I wanted them. And my dad's like, that's too much money for a jacket. They were $55 at Things back in 1983. So you got to think, adjust for inflation. Yeah, it's about 150. I'd say if you look at other stuff, it's like a $200 jacket nowadays. So yeah, that's what they cost now, $150 for this crazy jacket. I love those styles of jackets. They're super comfortable and they're warm. But I'm not gonna go that crazy that route. There's the shirt I'm wearing with the white jersey sleeve. That's pretty cool. I like that too. So this is the one I have right here, which is the Impera Cover Tee Metallic. Yeah, if you notice that the cover is more brown, it's more like the cover tee, and then this is the cover tee Metallic that got like this more blue look to it. Just the logo shirt. There's the Opus Eponymous, the first album tee. I don't know what I'm going to get this weekend or on Friday. I'll see when Friday comes. I'm also kind of, because it's a pre-order for that first album, but the problem is they want like $30 for it. I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see what I do. Of course, I'll make a video on it, so I'm going to be talking more Ghost Up pretty soon, so just be prepared for that. Yeah, as the 7 Inches Satanic Panic shirt. That's a sweet shirt. Yeah, so they got some cool apparel. I know Hot Topic sells a lot of this stuff too, and I know you can get deals on Hot Topic, especially if you've already purchased things, and they give you like that 15% off coupon. Some of them give like a $15 off coupon. I would look into that too if you want to save a little money. Like I said, I'm all about the deal. I don't like to pay full price for anything, and if I can get a deal, the only time I like to pay full price for something is if I have to have it, because if I don't get it, I'm never going to get it. And so you're kind of cornered. You have to spend full price. I rarely, almost never, try to pay over cover. I call it that, over cover price, over list price. I refuse to pay scalper prices, over cover. Now, if it's a vintage album from, and they're charging $30 for it, and it's really hard to find, I'll consider it. I bought some of them. I think I paid. Actually, no, I think I paid about the same. Yeah, I did pay more for the heavy metal soundtrack. But yeah, soundtracks and stuff, or things, albums or stuff that's hard to find, vintage stuff. I mean, you're gonna have to pay whatever the going market price is. But if it's a new item and it's not discontinued, and it's I refuse to support the scalpers. There we go. So $5 over, even at scalping $5 over, but definitely when they're charging like double the list, triple the list, quadruple the list, they're out of their fucking minds. I'm not gonna even come close to giving them my money for that. So I'll just do without. But like I said, I like to get the deal. I like to get less than list price. So I was happy with that, getting that single. I'm happy I got that for a discount. But so there's their apparel. I just want to check out their accessories real quick to see what they have. Oh, you can get the it's just a half mask. I said my son was still, I don't know what he's going to be for Halloween, but I told him about this stuff, and he didn't seem very interested. He wants to put together his own thing. He doesn't want to copy them. More power to him. I could see he's an original kid. He wants to be original. I don't care about these plushies and all this goofy stuff. And I'm not a big hat wearer. I'm not a lid person anymore. These tote bags are kind of neat, but I don't need them. I'm not going to wear my upside down crucifix. There's the horn ghoul mask. Oh, they've got the lady ghoul mask. Oh, that's why. Okay, it's the lady ghouls. Okay, I didn't realize that when the girls were in the band there, they had a different mask. Yeah, that makes sense. What's that? Oh, earrings. My ears aren't pierced. The robe blanket. That's kind of cool. more patches. So there, I don't know if you've seen these. You know my opinions on Super 7, but Super 7 has these reaction figures out, and they're 18 bucks. Actually, they got them cheaper here than you can buy them online, because most of the reaction figures now are $20 a piece. But again, you're pretty much buying that and keeping it in the package. You just want the package art, and you can just print yourself off that, like I did with the other ones, like the Dungeons and Dragons. Just print it off if you want to stare at it and look at it, because I'm probably never going to open the action figure. And Jesus, this is good. All right. Yeah, I'm never going to open the action figure, probably. You're buying it for that look, and $18 for a 3 3/4 action figure is just, it's too much money. I find it too much money for a 6-inch, but, whatever. And they've got a few different versions of these. They've got some of the nameless ghouls. Now, Super 7 also makes an Ultimates Papa Emeritus, sorry, action figure, and it's kind of cool because it comes with, you can dress them up as the different versions. They have all the different versions in the one box. Those figures are $55 a piece, and just like the G.I. Joe ones, I got mine 4 of them on sale, and I refuse to pay $55 for one action figure. I just find that totally asinine, so I am not going to purchase any of the figures either, unless if there's somebody selling them for crazy sale because they don't sell, and I get them on a crazy deal, I might consider it. But other than that, I'm not going to pay those kind of prices. So there's some accessories. Here's the tour accessories. Yeah, it's just more accessories. This is stuff specifically for the tour, like the tour shirt. And then Phantom Mime's probably the same thing. Yeah, all the Phantom Mime stuff. So that's pretty cool. Last thing I'm gonna talk about is I'm gonna go into a little stuff on bass guitar and some related to this. But I'm gonna show you a couple of things. One thing I was curious about was I wanted to know. I love the rig rundowns. I love when I look up like different artists and stuff and see what the musicians play with and what effect, all the different gear that they use. So I found this site. I'm assuming this is pretty true, because there's a Hagström. That's that Swedish company that makes this and one of the guitars that they use, they make a couple of them, and they're very Gibson-y. But let's go into the bass guitars. So the bassist, who shall go unnamed because he doesn't have a name. I think his name's. I looked them. I've seen them without their masks on. They had their names to them. I can't remember what the guy's name is, the bass player. But I did notice, on stage, definitely he does play an American, Fender's precision bass. He plays that on stage. I've seen that. They show a jazz bass here, but I was like, is that a jazz bass? Because they also show him with a Jaguar here, right? And I don't know if he plays those. He definitely has the white P bass, but he has this one. And I've seen this one. I've seen him play with this one quite a bit. And that's a slick-looking guitar. It's a Fender Jaguar. It's a real Fender. It's not a Squier. And the black with the black pickguard. I love that. I mean, I like the maple necks, but I don't mind the rosewood neck either. That's what I have on my Spectre. But that's a pretty slick bass right there, that Jaguar. It's the one he plays with. Just out of curiosity. Can you get for how much one goes for on Amazon? Currently unavailable. Usually no, it's a Squier. So that's a Squier. Squier. So they're showing the Squier here. It's probably like $200, $250 for the Squier version. But let's go to Reverb real quick. I'm just curious. I like when they show the little links and stuff here. I just want to see if they have I'll be searching that down forever. But anyways, if that's a real Fender, and not a. Not that Squiers aren't real Fenders, but I mean, it's not a Squier. It's a straight up Fender Jaguar bass. That probably sells for the same price as a P bass, about $750, $800 new. If he's got a special edition or whatever, it's probably over $1,000. Professional musician, of course, they can afford this stuff. But that's the favorite one. Ah, Jesus, what the heck? Okay. Let me go back. For some reason that's stupid. All right. But yeah. And so basically, it's Fender. He basically plays with all Fenders. This does show this Ibanez Iceman bass. I don't think they make those anymore. And there's a jazz bass. I haven't seen him play with the jazz bass, at least it's on concert. I've seen him pretty much play with the white P bass and this black Jaguar whenever I've seen the bass player playing it. Now, I'm assuming if it's the new guy, which he might even be the old guy. I'm not sure if they... I know they switched up some of the band, but I think the new guy is a newer bass player. So he's playing with that one. How much time we got left here? I'll start wrapping this up here. Let's go to amplifiers. So I did notice right off the bat, I saw it on the concert stage, and I've seen when they've been playing live, that they definitely love their orange amplifiers. They're nice. I prefer the Marshalls better, but orange makes some good stuff. I don't own any orange, but I've dinked around with them at Guitar Center, and they sound really good. They're just as nice as the Marshall. I just prefer the Marshall or an Ampeg a little better for bass than the orange, but they're still pretty slick. And definitely, I hear it here. He's playing a 200-watt tube bass amp head. What is this? An 8200B head. I'm assuming this is the guitar player's and because this is probably the guitar player, and then this Rockford is probably the other guitar player. And then the cabinets, bass speaker cabinets. So he's using the 200-watt head, orange head, and he's playing it through cabinets of 410s. I don't know how many he's had. I think I saw like 4 on stage. So that's a lot. That's what the 80s did. It's all about the excess. But if he's got 4 410s, that's pretty crazy. Essentially 16 10-inch speakers out there, 600-watt speakers. Those are loud. Just out of curiosity. There we go, yeah. Yeah, 1300 for that series. I'm also curious to see how much the heads go for. There's the bass head. There it is. Let me just look at. There's a 200-watt orange head, brand new. I'm assuming speakers sold separately. Maybe not. That seems pretty. $2,500. Whew. I would hope that comes with the speaker. Maybe not though. They're not cheap. Marshalls aren't cheap. Ampeg's not cheap. None of that stuff's cheap. But that's interesting. What else we got? SVT. Ampeg SVT. He might be playing with... I didn't see the SVT on stage, but there's an SVT. Pretty much the SVT is your go-to bass head. That's one most bass players use. My wherever it went, my Zoom, it'll emulate an SVT, and it'll also emulate the space speakers. I don't think it has orange on. Maybe it does have orange in this, but I think it does have the orange head. I know it has a Bassman head, which is Fender Bassman head, and I know it has the SVT in it. The amp can be seen in this video. I'm not going to play the song, but it won't let me fast forward through it. It's probably on the... I see amps over there. That's interesting. Okay. Is it going to be stupid when I go... Jeez. I don't understand that. I'm just going to... Let's just hit their effects pedals real quick. It's a fat drive. Again, it doesn't denote if it's the bass player or the guitar player, but I mean, some things you'll know because it'll say the guitar player. They use an MXR analog chorus. That's a nice pedal. Those aren't about $150. I've never heard of this one. Electro Harmonics I've heard of. MXR carbon. It's an analog delay. Use an octave generator. Does it do pitch? Or does it just do octave? It's just do an octave. It's got some little EQ on it. Oh, voice mix EQ on it. Is that EQ? Looks like it. That's the type of tuners they use. There's a looper. Philosopher's Stone. I've seen one of these compressors. I've never used one. Looks cool. A lot of these cool pedals just look neat. Boost pedal, envelope phaser. I don't hear a lot of crazy effects on the guy's bass. This is the next thing I want to talk about as far as what he's playing. So I pulled up, this is on Songster. Here is Kayseri and the bass tab. Now almost all of them, their songs, not everyone, but I would say 90% of all their songs, I might have mentioned this before, are all dropped down a full step. So, you know, your E becomes a D, your A becomes a G, your D becomes a C, and your G becomes an F. So he's dropping a full step down tune. That's about as far as you want to go. I mean, I wouldn't go any lower than that. Some people drop that E down to a C, and it's just like, it just sounds like mud. It sounds like shit at that point. I think that this sounds low enough, a lot of bottom end, this tuning, like my guitar's tuned right now too, and it doesn't sound mushy, it doesn't sound like shit, it sounds nice, you know, and it took a little, playing in this tuning for any length of time, took a few little tweaks on my truss rod to get it to not buzz, but yeah, pretty much all of their songs are in this tuning, or at least the bass player is. I'm assuming guitar. I haven't looked at the guitar, but I've looked at all the bass stuff, and I've got like the whole album bookmarked here on it. So we've got, and like I said, if you look at the bass stuff he's playing is not super complicated. He's not a super flashy bass player, and I like that. You can tell him, this is 4/4 time. He's doing, you know, the chorus is pretty much all eighth notes. I mean, he'll move around a little bit, but it's pretty much all eighth notes, pretty driving, you know. You got that going on. You know, her sorry, that's what it is. Just like, you know, ding 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 ding. I'm not going to play this either. You can hit play on this. Again, I don't know if I'd get a copyright strike on this because it's playing just the MIDI track of it, but it probably will, so I'm just going to not do that. But yeah, in some of the fills are a little tricky. I mean, it took me a while to get the dee 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 dee. It took me a little bit to get that down for Square Hammer. I didn't really have a problem playing the little riff. I had a problem going from the 5th fret, he was playing the is your D, no, your drop down, so it's a C, and then going up to that 14th fret on the 2nd string and doing the do 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 do, and like, again, I only play with 3 fingers. I know it's not right. You're supposed to use that pinky, but the frets are so close to each other. I just play with my 3 fingers because it's a lot easier to hit that one note, and then I hit that and come back to that note, and then you drop down, and then you slide back down to the to that 5th fret again, or you can go. You're going to go into the chorus on that song specifically. But as you can see with this song is not super difficult. You just got to get the timing down right. Really, I mean, just play along with the album, play along with the recording here. If you have a Songster account, you can print this out, slow it down, do all kinds of fancy jazz. I'm not going to pay $10 a month for their account, but I look at it. You know, he's got, you know, a little bit of dee 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 on here. But yeah, for the most part, that's just during the instrumental. Got a lot of whole notes here. and then back into the eighth notes, and then boom, Bob's Your Uncle, and they wrap it up. So, yeah, so like I said, this the last thing I wanted to mention was just the tunings. When it comes to bass, you know, he's playing that. So, but yeah, I don't hear a lot of effects on his bass. His bass has a nice low, because he's tuned down, has a nice low end. He plays that Jaguar, sounds really low too, and but it cuts across, especially when he slides up and does some of the riffs in there. It cuts through everything pretty nicely. You can hear it, and it's mixed well. But I hear chorus on it, and I hear it. He's probably got a compressor going on it, and a chorus. Actually, he's probably got using that one compressor we saw there. Some chorus, and he's running it through those, you know, those orange heads, or the SVT, which the SVT's got a very, I mean, it's the industry standard. It's going to give you that certain sound. So it sounds pretty cool. I mean, I guess I have to really, I don't really hear him playing any pitch shifting. I don't think he's, not pitch shifting, but octaves. I don't think he's dropping a low octave. He's pretty much, you're tuned down to a D. I mean, what would be the point to play the octave down D with an octave pedal? It sounds just like mud. I mean, it's pointless at that point. It's too low. So, alright, so I just wanted to finish up with that. I've talked for an hour on this. Okay. So, let me close up here. Again, I was talking about this album here, the fifth and latest studio album by Ghost, which is Impera. Like I said, I've listened to it now. I've listened to it twice. Sounds amazing. And, you know, I highly suggest this album. I highly suggest their whole catalog, but I would definitely suggest this one. I would say if you're going to go in now and you're going to buy an album and you're not going to buy just the EPs, I would say probably the best one to get would be this one right here. The one before, it's got some hits at it too, but I would probably go in with this one and then maybe go branch out into the EPs. So highly suggest it. And like I said, I don't know when I'm going to get this Friday, but I'll probably end up talking about it next week. So, alright. So until then, everybody, like I said, help me grow this channel. And click the subscribe button, like the stuff. I'm going on 60-some videos now. I mean, almost an hour length on every one of them. It's a lot of video. Like I said, I'm not the most attractive guy in the world. I'm not the most charismatic person in the world. I don't have, you know, a lot of, I'm not, you know, I don't have godlike skills on everything seem like people have on YouTube, and I'm not spending thousands of dollars on processing and production for my videos. I'm doing this pretty much as easy as I can. So maybe that's putting me in a certain spot on YouTube, but I don't know. I've seen people with stuff that's just as shitty as I got, and they've got a lot of videos. Maybe it's the subject matter, whatever it is. But help me out, guys. You gotta subscribe. I mean, that doesn't cost you a penny. Just hit the subscribe button. Help me out and boost my numbers up. Because once you get me into the thousands, like I said, I don't. Even if I drop under 1,000, I think once the monetization starts, it doesn't go backwards. I don't think. I don't know 100% certain on that, but we got to get it to the monetization level, and we're at 82 subscribers. It's been like 2 months since I started, maybe over 2 months. You know, hopefully it's going to snowball. Hopefully I'm not going to go a year and get 100 subscribers in a year and make 100 videos. You know, I enjoy it, but at that point, you're like, am I just wasting my time? So, alright, you guys got to help me out. So, I'll keep doing my part, you know, rain or shine, or I'll do my part as best as I can do it. But, you know, I need everybody else to help me out to make it grow. Alright, so I will talk to you on tomorrow's episode, which I have no idea what it's going to be. Alright, talk to you then. Bye-bye.